Welcome aboard everyone to Sir Boats Yacht, your trusted harbor for deep dives into the world of ferries, yachts, and everything that floats with style and purpose. Today we're exploring one of Japan's quiet maritime workhorses, the Hibiki-Class ferry, a vessel designed with a sharp focus on efficiency, durability, and the kind of versatility that makes it a staple of short-route transport. These ships might not be flashy, but beneath their understated exteriors lies a fascinating balance of engineering, practicality, and purpose-built design that deserves some attention. The Hibiki-Class ferries operate primarily within Japan, and were commissioned to address the increasing demand for mid-size multi-purpose transport vessels. While they aren't cruise liners and you won't find luxury spas or private butler service on board, these ferries serve a more essential role. They move people, vehicles, and cargo with clockwork precision, all while adapting to Japan's challenging and diverse coastal geography. This class is often seen on shorter domestic routes, including connections between Honshu and smaller surrounding islands. First up, let's talk key features, starting with their size. Hibiki-Class ferries are compact by global standards, but that's precisely what makes them ideal for their environment. They typically measure around 60 to 90 meters in length, depending on specific configurations within the class, and are built with a shallow draft. This allows them to access smaller regional ports that are often inaccessible to larger vessels. The hull is designed for stability in coastal waters and maintains a relatively low profile to minimize wind resistance, something especially useful during typhoon season. Another critical feature is the emphasis on efficient boarding and unloading. The ferries utilize a roll-on roll-off or RORO design, which means vehicles can drive straight onto the vessel from the dock and disembark just as easily on the other side. This greatly reduces turnaround time and boosts operational efficiency, especially important on high-traffic commuter routes. The ferry's deck layout includes dual ramps at the stern and sometimes bow access too, depending on the dock setup. When it comes to capacity, the Hibiki-Class is all about balance. Each vessel can usually carry anywhere from 200 to 400 passengers, along with dozens of cars and smaller cargo vehicles. Some configurations can even accommodate small trucks and motorcycles, thanks to a flexible loading deck design that can be adjusted with hydraulic lifts or internal ramps. Passenger lounges are located above the vehicle deck and are outfitted to cater to both short-haul comfort and quick transitions. Now diving into design, these ferries reflect Japan's broader approach to transportation. Functional, modern, and built for resilience, the superstructure is typically all steel with reinforced bow and stern sections to handle frequent docking impacts. The hull is optimized not for high speed but for energy efficiency and maneuverability, especially in narrow or tidal straits. The bridge or command center is placed high and forward for maximum visibility and control, offering excellent lines of sight in crowded harbor conditions. Inside the bridge you'll find a suite of navigation tech that includes GPS, radar, depth finders, and autopilot integration, all connected to digital monitoring systems for the engine and mechanical components. The control systems are laid out for solo or small crew operation, as many of these ferries run with minimal personnel on quieter routes. This ensures cost-effective service without compromising safety. Interior features in the Hibiki-Class ferries may not rival a luxury cruise ship, but they're certainly not without charm and function. Passenger spaces are usually divided into standard seating areas, general lounges, and reserved zones with upgraded amenities. Onboard seating includes rows of airline-style reclining chairs as well as communal tatami-style seating areas in some older or more traditional models. These reflect Japan's cultural nod to comfort and communal travel, even on public transport. Many ferries include vending machines on board with a selection of drinks and snacks, and some even have compact kiosks for passengers who want to grab a quick bento meal during the journey. Windows line both sides of the lounges, offering natural light and great views of the coastline, islands, and marine traffic. There's often onboard entertainment too, typically via large TVs tuned to local programming or travel updates. The crew areas are Spartan yet efficient, with a galley, small sleeping quarters, and technical maintenance rooms tucked neatly into the lower sections of the ferry. HVAC systems are designed to handle Japan's varied climate, offering reliable heating in winter and cooling during humid summer months. And speaking of climate control, the Hibiki-Class has advanced ventilation systems to ensure that both passengers and crew enjoy a clean, breathable atmosphere even on hot or stormy days. When we shift to performance aspects, the Hibiki-Class once again demonstrates how function meets reliability. These ferries are powered by diesel engines optimized for low-speed torque rather than high-speed cruising. This means they can push through rough coastal waters with minimal engine strain, reducing long-term maintenance needs. Speeds typically range from 12 to 18 knots depending on load and sea conditions, which is more than adequate for the short routes they cover. Fuel efficiency is a major point of pride in these vessels. Many newer Hibiki-class ferries use next-gen marine diesel engines that comply with IMO Tier 2 or even Tier 3 emission standards. Some have been retrofitted with hybrid systems including battery-assisted propulsion for docking and departure. This not only lowers their environmental footprint but also reduces noise and vibration, a welcome benefit for both passengers and coastal communities. One standout feature in terms of performance is their maneuverability. Equipped with both thrusters and responsive rudder systems, these ferries can execute tight turns and smooth landings even in crowded or tidal ports. This agility allows for a high degree of scheduling precision, which is crucial given the tight docking windows and variable marine conditions in Japan's coastal regions. Another point worth noting is the redundancy and safety protocols built into the Hibiki-class design. These ferries have multiple watertight compartments, bilge pumps, fire suppression systems, and emergency power supplies. Crew members are trained for a wide range of contingencies from man overboard to engine failure, and there are life rafts, life jackets, and escape routes positioned throughout the vessel. Emergency drills are carried out regularly to maintain a high standard of readiness. Now let's explore what makes the Hibiki-class unique in its own right. First is its sheer adaptability. These ferries are often customized for the specific needs of the region they serve. Some operate in tourist-heavy zones and are fitted with upgraded seating, panoramic windows, or even observation decks. Others focus purely on utility with bare-bones interiors and maximized cargo space. This modularity makes the class remarkably flexible compared to more standardized ferry types. Another unique selling point is its cultural relevance. In Japan, ferries are more than just transport, they're part of the community. In rural island areas, a Hibiki-class ferry might be the only daily link to hospitals, markets, and schools. These vessels become lifelines not just in emergencies but in everyday life. Their dependable schedule and consistent performance contribute to regional stability in ways that often go unnoticed but are profoundly impactful. There's also the economic dimension. Many of these ferries are built in local shipyards using domestic materials and labor, contributing to regional economies and the preservation of Japan's shipbuilding heritage. This blend of traditional craftsmanship and modern efficiency is visible in everything from the weld seams to the bridge controls. It's a quiet testimony to a nation that values both precision and purpose. In conclusion, the Hibiki-class ferry might not be the flashiest ship on the water, but it's one of the most quietly reliable and culturally significant. It blends practical engineering with thoughtful design tailored to Japan's unique geographic and societal needs. Whether you're a commuter, a tourist, or a logistics operator, the Hibiki-class serves with a consistency and grace that few vessels can match. Thanks for joining us on this voyage through the story of the Hibiki-class ferry. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment on what vessel you'd like us to explore next. Here at Sir Boats Yacht, we're always ready to set sail on the next maritime adventure. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon and your mind open to the stories that sail by every day.